Listen, I never aspired to be a bagpiper in a kilt. As a lacrosse player, my plan was simple. Get ground balls and steal the ball away from the attackman. But sometimes, when you are sidelined, your purpose is found in how you respond. Here's my story. It was the football district championship game. Third down in the red zone, everything on the line. The crowd was roaring and the lights were shining on me, kind of like they are right now. We needed to score here. I lined up at left tackle, locked in and ready to go. I kick-stepped back into pass protection, planted my feet, and just like that, I heard it, a pop. My knee buckled and I went down. The most pain I've ever been in. For a second, everything blurred. The crowd noise faded, and I didn't need a trainer to tell me what I already knew. I was done, and not just for the rest of that game. The next day, I visited the doctor with my parents. At first, I couldn't accept that I might miss the next playoff game. I kept thinking it wasn't that serious and that I could just play through it. But once I got the MRI back saying that it was a torn ACL and meniscus, everything that had given my life meaning just stopped. Whether it was football, lacrosse, or just grinding in the weight room with the boys, I've never known a season where I wasn't right in the middle of the action. The doctor informed me that I was looking at a 9 to 12-month recovery and that I couldn't be actively involved in the sports that had defined me. I felt like a piece of my identity was taken away. Not being able to finish out football was one thing, but not being able to play lacrosse on top of that was an even harder pill to swallow. I lost the sense of purpose I once had. Psychologist Viktor Frankl calls it a crisis of meaning, which is the moment when the identity you have built is stripped away, and you're left asking, well, what do I do now? Sports aren't just a game to me. They are my purpose, my passion, and drive. And when I couldn't play, I felt lost. But in his book, Man's Search for Meaning, Frankl wrote, when we are no longer able to change our situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. I couldn't control my injury, but I could decide what to do next. And for me, that meant finding a new way to show up for my team, even if it wasn't geared up in lacrosse pads. While I was talking to the team captains about how the recovery process was going to unfold, my best friend Theo was scrolling on TikTok. He came across a video of Notre Dame's men's lacrosse team. They have a distinct tradition of being led onto the field by a bagpiper playing the song Scots the Brave before each game. Knowing that I'm a trumpet player, Theo asked me the million-dollar question. Hey, Chris, do you think you could learn the bagpipes in 3 months and walk the team out every home game? And that's when the light bulb went off in my head. I go to St. Andrews, an Episcopal school with a strong Scottish tradition. We are the Scots, and the bagpipes, just like the tartan plaid, are woven into our DNA. You hear them at graduation, chapel, homecoming, and countless more events that bring our community together. And at that moment, I saw an opportunity. I understood that I could not be on the field this season, but I could lead my team onto it in a way that was so unique to the St. Andrews tradition. I could introduce the bagpipes to our lacrosse program and make something meaningful out of the devastating situation. I mean, how hard could it really be? As it turns out, the answer to that question is very hard. The next day, I asked our music director, Miss Nichols, if she could help me learn the bagpipes. She said, I'm sorry, but that is the only instrument I do not know how to play. But she put me in touch with bagpipe teacher, Mr. Bill Paul. When I told him I needed to learn Scots the Brave in 3 months, he raised his eyebrow, telling me that it usually takes people at least a year to learn. In fact, he'd never seen someone go from the practice chanter, essentially a mini version of the bagpipes, to a full set of pipes in less than 6 months. But I told him I was committed. So we got to work. For 2 months, I practiced like crazy. I had to keep my knee bent to 90 degrees at home as a part of the recovery process, so I used that time when my leg was hanging off the kitchen counter to practice. Halfway through, I had most of the song down in the pipes. Then I got a text from Mr. Paul saying that he couldn't teach me anymore due to health issues. I was completely on my own. But I didn't quit. I used my ears, my memory, and my drive. I practiced every day, and I did it. I learned the whole song. On game day, I put on my jersey, tuned the pipes, and walked my team out playing Scotland the Brave. Now, I didn't touch the ball once that season, but I had never felt more connected to the team. The pipes became my voice. Like the lyrics of Amazing Grace, the song I played earlier, I once was lost, but I chose how to be found. Looking back, I thought my purpose meant making plays, being the loudest voice, or doing the most reps. But when my physical ability was taken from me, what remained was a choice. How would I show up for my team? Our purpose isn't tied to what we can do. It's about how we respond. It's about lifting people up when you're hurting. It's putting the we before the me. Now, nothing taught me more about who I am and the potential I have than that injury. But it's not just my story. It's for anyone who's ever been sidelined. Whether you didn't get the role you wanted, whether you didn't get into your dream school, or whether you got overlooked. The question is, if something is taken from you, how do you still find your purpose? Purpose doesn't disappear when the game changes. It waits for your next move. Thank you.